Welcome to Who Put This On, Season 8, Episode 15, where we watch the Magic Prank Show. And what was my quote? I don't know what my quote is. That's my quote. I'm Chris Lawrence.
There's a lot of head tricks in
Vincent?
magic. This is Brian.
Sorry, Brian. Vincent Van Dyke. This is Noah.
Yeah. If this is your first time joining us, we watch a different reality show each week, figuring out if it's good or bad. And last week we watched the McBee Dynasty. We had a poll on
Ooh.
Twitter, and we had a tie between top and middle third. So there you go. Now, Noah, what show do we watch this week?
Magician, comedian, and expert trickster Justin Willman and his crew pull elaborate pranks on unsuspecting targets to help real people get payback. That's The Magic Prank Show with Justin Willman on Netflix. Da-dum.
Yeah, so this is like a format now, right? Like this is our third one in the last year that's like essentially the same format.
Yeah.
Where, like we did the prank panel, which spoiler alert, I think is better than this show. Personally, we could talk about that. We could talk about that. Personally, just my personal opinion.
Yeah, personally.
And then we had celebrity prank panel, celebrity something. What was the celebrity one with Joel McHale?
Celebrity Prank Wars?
Yeah. Good job, Brian.
Yeah, that was it.
That
one was garbage. Do not watch that one. Garbage.
I mean, all of this is just kind of spinning off of Punk'd, which there hasn't been too much after Punk'd. I guess people thought, like, we're good, and then now it's like, now we can compete.
Right, like, Punk'd is definitely, like, I don't know if there's anything before Punk'd. Like, obviously there's probably something, like, you know, you can do, like, America's Funniest Home Videos, kind of, you know, and, like, but I think Punk'd is definitely
the Tom Green Show, Jackass.
Oh, yeah.
Those all, like, kind of were playing pranks on people.
Jackass was before Punk'd, right?
Yeah.
I would say,
I mean,
like,
you can look
Jackass
it up,
was, like,
but
more playing
you're right.
themselves.
I mean, there was a segment on the show where some guy would just get in a thong and dance on random people. I would call that a prank.
Yeah.
Yeah. They stopped doing pranks because they got, like, super noticed, and then they just mostly pranked each other.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, it definitely blended, right? Like, they did, like, just a bunch of, like, silly tricks and pranks.
And then, like, they did pranks on their parents and stuff, like Bam and Tom Green. Mostly just pranked their parents.
Right. That was big.
Yeah. Punk'd was probably one of the first ones I was just like, we're going to go specifically prank this person one time. You know, or...
Probably. You know. Yeah. And there's definitely like a full lineage to look in there, you know? Figure that out.
We haven't done Punk'd. Maybe we should do Punk'd.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've ever actually watched Punk'd, to be honest with you.
Really?
Yeah, I was like very anti-MTV at the time.
Wow.
I was counterculture.
Man.
You know.
You're a counter.
I watched Disney Channel. I don't know. Man. I watched anime. I did watch a lot of anime at the time, so.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I definitely was into MTV for a good period of time. You know? Like TRL, I was definitely into it for a period of time.
I just liked when Tom Green like lost a nut and he did like a special on nut cancer.
I don't even remember that. Yeah.
All right, let's get back to this show. Let's talk about this show. Wasn't there a show? This guy have a different show, with similar premise before, or am I lying?
Yeah,
thinking of something.
Magic for Humans.
Yeah. Yeah, with Karens. All the Karens.
With all the Karens?
He had a segment on the show, and it was like, something for Karens. And that was his thing.
Oh, did we do that show? I feel like we did. But anyway,
I don't know if we did it.
His name is Justin something.
Yeah. Justin Willman.
So he does magic, and the premise of the show is obviously we probably talked about it, but he gets prank ideas from like an audience member or whatever, and then they go and design a prank specific to their scenario. So like the first scenario is Vincent. He's been pranked by his sister Valerie with this like fake head a couple times in the past. So they want to prank Valerie with some sort of fake head situation. And so we get to see Vincent and Justin meet at a random grocery store, which was really weird. Like, okay, I guess you could meet there. That's a thing
funny.
you can do.
Definitely funny.
Is it? I just thought it was weird.
I think it's clever. I don't know.
It's under the guise of just going grocery shopping.
And then we got four people help Justin make these pranks. We got Stuart, Kyle, Austin, and Kim. It seems like Kim is like a comedian that they snuck in here to get some jokes in.
The giggles. Kim
and
Cogden.
The other three actually help with the prank.
Yeah. I mean, Kim got a decent thing going on. She has 138,000 Instagram followers. That's
Kim Congdon.
Yeah, and she's at Kim Congdon. So I mean, that's very legitimate.
No. I mean, she's put in the show from Netflix, whereas I think the other people are like friends with Justin and help him do magic.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely not her main thing. I'm on her link tree, and she doesn't link anything to this show. So
well, it did just come out.
Her effects. But no, that's what I mean. It did just come out, so you would think she would be on promoting it, right? It would be in her link tree, and it's not. So I think that just gives a sense of she's got a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah. So they intro these people, and so they talk about what kind of prank they're going to do, and they were talking about there's a lot of head tricks with, in comedy in general. They showed some sort of head twister kind of thing that looked freaky. I
have no idea. How do they do that?
Yeah, they just put this head in a swivel box, and it looks like it rotates all the way around.
Yeah,
and you're like, what? How does that work? I don't know.
No idea.
Then they did some sort of head chopper. I don't know. Did they actually show that one or not?
They did. Well, they showed the guy's head being chopped off.
Okay.
I think that's what you mean.
Then they had they showed a test version of the prank that they were thinking about doing. So they go in and they're like, yeah, we're thinking about what else does she like to do? She really likes the spa. And we're like, oh, okay, well, we'll do it in a spa. So they do the spa. So they have this whole massage setup that they've tried where they put a towel over his real head and there's a fake head. And then this fake head just explodes on the wall.
It's so good.
So gory. There's so much blood everywhere that is better than it's better than PG-13 movies because it was
so good.
It was so good, and I was so sad that they didn't actually. Well, I'm not sad that they didn't do that one because I got to see this one, obviously. But
it was so getting a reaction to that would be amazing. A real reaction out of the blue. It's
yeah.
I don't know. I was upset they didn't do that. How do you get?
I think the reaction to that would have been better than the actual reaction to the actual thing.
Right, exactly.
Because it's more what the fuck just happened? Oh shit, there's blood everywhere. Oh my god, is that his head? There's a lot more it happens all at once, but then there's different levels of figuring out what's going on that you could have gotten. That the reasoning behind they didn't do it is because they said it was too fast. You're making a 30-minute television show. It was a little quick.
Right.
If you're making a 15-second TikTok, I'm in.
what's going on.
right?
Right. Like, yeah, but I will still go down and being sad about this. Very sad.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
So they do this. The real prank here is they have some sort of like cryogenic chamber thing that they've set up
Mm-hmm.
where they like put his head in like a styrofoam box essentially,
Yep.
and they pretend like they're freezing the head, and then they pretend like they have this alarms go off and like shit's going down, and eventually the box opens and there's like a block of ice for his head,
Yeah.
and they keep playing it off like, oh my god, put the ice back in, it'll
Which
work, we'll reverse it and all this stuff. And this woman and this Valerie's like has like no reaction to like pretty much
no.
any of this.
Yeah, like she seems like more of like just shell shocked. Like she like can't even compose herself to a certain degree to respond. Because I think the biggest difference, like, while this ice head thing is very clever, to me it's more gimmicky to a certain degree, even though the illusion's very good.
It's
Because his
just too
body's still
fake.
there.
It's like
Yeah,
too fake. Like if it
it's
was his head, like they 3D did his head, and it was
yeah.
just like
Oh yeah,
real frozen, you could get a good reaction out of that.
yeah. I can see that. Yeah, it was just kind of like a random head. It wasn't really his
It was
head.
just a literal block of ice. You're like, his head did not turn to ice. I don't know. Like
Mm,
that's just not going to happen.
No,
yeah, that's a good
not
point.
really believable.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
But
Still
you
like
know.
impressive, like the
Yeah.
magicianry.
Like I don't know where his head is. I don't know. Like no idea. I don't know how they did
Yeah,
it.
no.
Like it looks like his head should be in that box, not in that box. And then
Right,
eventually, like put the thing back on and open it back up, and his head's just back normal. Like
right. Like that's super cool. Um, so what do you think? Like, do you think she's just shell shocked? Like, how come she's not freaking out more?
I
Like,
think in the moment, it's just like, what's going on? Like my brother's head is in a block of ice. That doesn't like it's just like it's so far out there that it's just confusing.
yeah,
Is is
yeah.
really
Yeah, I agree.
is really where my head is at.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's
I can
just
buy
a
it.
little too far fetched for me to
Like,
just immediately believe.
mm, yeah, it adds up, right? Because otherwise, this all just makes no sense. Zero senses. Uh, Also, can we talk about the setup a little bit? So it's the brother pranking his sister, and so for her birthday, they plan a like brother sister spa day.
Hot.
I just
I've seen that scenario on a website before.
like I've never heard of brothers and sisters going to the spa together. Is that just me? Like,
I mean, I'm not weirded out by it,
no,
but
I'm not
like
weirded
my
out.
sister doesn't like to go to spas. I would go to a spa with my sister as long as it's not like an onsen where we're all like naked. I don't need that.
No, you don't need that. But like, I just found that out of all the scenarios you could tee up, brother sister spa day. I don't know. It wouldn't have.
I think you're nitpicking here.
I
Like
mean,
your sister gave you a gift of a spa day, and
Hmm.
she's going with you. You're
yeah,
spending some quality time with your sister.
I guess maybe. Yeah, I don't know. I don't
You could
know.
talk about life. You could talk about,
I got to
your
think more about
twins.
this. I got to think more about it.
Brian, what do you think about going to the spa with your sibling?
It's not weird. Like I don't know. It's not conventional though. It's not something that like I would expect. But I'm not gonna think twice about it. If somebody's gonna offer me spa day, I'm going.
All right. So let's talk about Kendrick.
Kendrick?
He got outed as gay by his brother, and he's never forgiven his brother, Kendall. And
Kendale. Dale.
Kendale?
Yeah.
That's different than Kendall.
Very much. Kendale.
Okay.
It's not Kendall. Kendale.
All right, Kendale. Kendale apparently is terrified of robots
And AI. And technology.
and AI. So they come up with this plan where they're gonna make a fake version of Justin and then swap the fake version of Justin with the real Justin and pretend he's a real life robot.
Mm-hmm.
And this scenario, I like the idea of him turning into a robot. That's pretty good. The scenario they get for Kendall to show up is not great. He's an accountant, so they have a fake company ask him to come in and do accounting stuff. But then the only thing they do while he's there is test this robot thing. What does this have to do with accounting?
Yeah. It is a little
Immediately suspicious.
Yeah.
It is a little
very
odd.
suspicious.
You're coming in for an accounting interview. And well, you got to get to know our products. Not
Why?
the first.
Yeah, also, I don't even give a fuck. Just show me the numbers.
Yeah.
I don't need to see your face. If you're terrified of robots and they come in and is hey, you want to look at my robot? I'm fuck no. I don't want to look at your robot. I just want to look at the accounting numbers. Fuck off. That's just not what I want. And then okay, so they make the fake one and they put it on this wall, I guess. And in order to distract him, they try to have him put on this I don't know, a neurocap kind of thing where they would read your synapses, if you've seen those. But he refuses to put it on because he's I ain't doing that. They don't change the script for this prank. There's multiple times where he's yeah, we're reading your numbers and we're reading your mind and stuff, and it's well, you're not, because he's not wearing the thing. If he was wearing the thing, some of that would have made way more sense.
No, they expected him not to wear it. They just wanted to distract him.
I think he was supposed to wear it.
Oh, see, I thought they knew that he wasn't, because they knew they're he's really not into tech.
Well,
he's failed.
Yeah, he doesn't wear it, and then he flip the thing. He doesn't see him flip it, and then he Justin walks out like a robot. He's got some program that makes it sound robot sounds. It's pretty good. I definitely would be questioning what's going on here.
It was very good
for sure.
Yeah.
And then he sits down at a table and does a magic set where he picks whatever hand the penny is in and knows what hand the penny is in, which I don't know how he does that.
I don't think he needed to know, right?
I think he did. This is his set.
Oh, really? I didn't.
Yeah.
I didn't. I think it was just kind of look, he can kind of try a human. I don't think
no.
Really
how this would be lame if he didn't know what hand the penny was in.
Interesting. Huh. I mean, I get it. I don't know.
Brian, right? Will you agree with me?
Yeah, I agree.
And then he does this Rubik's Cube. The Rubik's Cube trick is pretty good.
The Rubik's Cube trick is amazing. Yeah.
Yep.
They have the guy mess up a Rubik's Cube, and then Justin messes up a Rubik's Cube, and then he makes them the same messed up as the other one, and it's real impressive. Like, I assume he's solving the Rubik's Cube to make it look the same, but I can't confirm or deny that's how he did it.
It's nuts.
Because he
It's
does it
so
like
Yeah,
one side at a time. Reveals one side at a time, but like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's an amazing trick.
For sure. What else happens after that? I think he just reveals that he's a robot. Or no, he pretends like he's reading his mind because Kendrick tells like him a bunch of personal details.
Yeah, that was good. I like that. Very good.
Yeah.
Well, he says like, "Look, me and the cameras, we're friends. I know things."
Freaky.
Like,
It's like a horror movie thing at that point.
yeah, and
And
like
then Kendall's asking like, how
Kendale's
does
in it.
yeah, how does he know these things? What's going on here? And then they reveal the brother comes out on the other side of the wall at some point to reveal that it was a prank.
Yeah,
I don't think his reaction was all that good either.
definitely not as good. He definitely was like, okay, you know.
They're definitely not designing these pranks for reactions, it seems.
Well,
no.
I think his reaction to the reveal was not great, but his reactions to the prank was good. Like, he was all in. Like, no. Like, I'm not doing this. I'm out. I'm leaving here. Like, so I think different types of reactions.
For sure. Yeah. The other thing that I wanted to note about this guy is that, so Kendall, Kendale, he is an accountant, but he graduated high school and college at the same time. What kind of person is this? He
I know.
graduates college early, like essentially not going to college to be an accountant. Who's hiring an 18-year-old accountant?
It's crazy.
What kind of life goal are you having here? Like, what is this? What do you go?
Right.
You get an accountant degree in high school? What? What? I need to talk to him about this. Like, what is going on in your brain? I want to know.
Yeah.
Like, you like numbers so much, you love to, adding them all up and making sure they're the same. Like, who likes that? And who likes it at like, I don't know, 14? Like,
It is kind of nuts. Like, I never heard, like, unless the college is just like some, like, not a 4 years. Maybe
yeah, it could be he might have had an associate's degree or something, maybe.
Something.
Maybe his associate's degree. And they have,
Or
like,
he graduate. Like there's some people like go to high school and like in high school they get a ton of college credits. Like there could be a world where he got like basically 3 years of college credits or something. I don't know.
I mean,
just kind of
I took psychology in high school. Did that?
Yeah, that's one though.
I did one. Yeah, that's good. That's good, right? Like, I didn't graduate at the same time, but
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I'll give you a clap.
I don't hear any clapping.
No, it was a metaphorical clap.
Metaphorical clap.
Yeah.
I mean, I was a smart kid. I had some AP classes, but that was the only like college class that I took.
I
They didn't really offer many college classes in my high school. That was like the only one.
Yeah, I did a few, but definitely not as some people who like really go hard on the ham there.
Not like Kendall.
Kendale, yeah. Kendale's all in it. It's not a bad plan. Yeah.
Yeah. So overall, I think that the pranks were elaborate and well done. Like the magic part of them was really cool. Like the magic, like I don't know, this is some sort of like we made the Statue of Liberty disappear kind of camera shenanigans or not. It's hard to tell, but like we're seeing a lot of stuff. Like we're not. I believe that they're actually doing this stuff with magic.
It
Now,
definitely looks like it. I remember when his
Mhm.
other show was on. It's like some of this is like, no, this must be like TV magic. And I think it's legit. Like I actually during COVID, he was doing Zoom shows, and I bought tickets for one of them. And yeah, it's legit. Like at least on Zoom, you can still do stuff, but like still a live video stream. It's not like some really fancy tech.
That's pretty cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any other minutia before we get to questions?
I don't know, you guys. Like my notes in this show is very sparse. Like it was fun to watch, but like there wasn't a lot to notate.
I gotta.
Yeah,
I mean,
I
I don't
agree
know.
with that.
I had to
It's mostly
explain the
just
whole
like the
show.
little details.
Yeah.
I had to remember the whole show. I had to write it down.
Yeah. The one thing that was pretty cool, they got a makeup artist. It was my quip for the show, the Van Dyke guy, in his studio. They do really good work. I went to their Instagram to see like how they do what they do, and it's very good. Vincent Van Dyke, very good stuff.
My quip was supposed to be, "This prank will self-destruct."
It's a good prank.
I blew it. I blew it. All right. I don't. Should we go over worst human being?
I don't know if there is one.
Is it Kendall for outing his brother?
Yeah, that seems reasonable, but it seems like he did it when he was a kid. Like he didn't really know better, to a certain degree. So
Is it? I mean, like, I think it's kind of cruel to take somebody on a prank show, like in general. So, like, for something, so here there are two options here, Noah, for you. It's either Kendall or Kendrick. Kendrick for taking this guy on a prank show for something that he did like as a kid, or it's this guy Kendall for doing something as a kid. Those are your two options.
I'm gonna go with the adult because they're more informed. So Kendrick.
There you go. Would the show be better if it was a Quibi or TikTok? Brian, go.
I think it would be a little bit better. I think just showing like the pranks and stuff makes for good easy contact. I don't necessarily need the full backstory all the time.
I 1000% agree with you, Brian. I think this show would definitely be better if we went, like, as I've talked about many times on the show, there's A, set up the problem, B, show intermediate content around the problem, and then C, show the like solution to the problem or like what we're actually here to see. So like normally it's a competition show where you're like, this is the challenge, them doing the challenge, and then the results of the challenge. So here it's like set up for the prank, doing like doing the setup for the prank and then pulling off the prank. And this like B section of the show is terrible. It's awful. Like I don't need any of it. Like it could
They don't
literally
do it as well.
It's not good. I don't like it. So
Crystal
like
Light.
you turn this into a TikTok of just the prank, great. I'm in.
Yeah. I mean, but they don't go too slow with it. To be fair to them, like they're moving and grooving.
I think you could chop 10 minutes off the show and turn into a normal 10, 20-minute show, and I think it would be better. Like, this is a 30-minute show, and I think you could chop off a good 10 minutes of it.
Maybe. Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
That might be the better show. Like, maybe an 8-minute version of the show might not be enough, but a 30-minute is too much. Like, a good 20 minutes. What are some drinking rules? Brian, you got one?
Anytime there's a magic trick, they're just casually doing magic all the time. Like, so you're gonna be drinking.
Drinking.
Noah, you got one?
Yeah. Every time you see something that makes you laugh, take a drink.
Anytime head explodes, finish your drink. Probably not gonna happen, but I like it.
Yeah.
I hope there's more of it.
Brian's is definitely a good one. Maybe every time somebody screams, take a drink. There's a lot of screaming going on in the show.
Yeah.
Cheers and finish your drink on the reveal of like the prank being done.
Cheers to the governor.
Every time they do a test, take a sip of your drink to test it again.
All right. Well, Max isn't here for our second favorite question. What do you love about this show? Noah, what do you love?
I think the magic tricks are really good, and the pranks are very good. The pranks are top notch. Top pranks. So yeah, that's what I love.
Brian, what do you love about the show?
How casual the magic is. Like it really feels like they're pros. They're just like doing entertainment all the time. There's like you can't even like watch away from it.
Yeah, I mean the pranks are definitely the highlight of the show. But like I'm trying to think of what else like I like more about this like prank panel versus this show. And I think it's just like the people on the show. Like the Justin is like, yeah, he's fine. He just like doesn't have the charisma I need from a show like this. You really need to have the jackass guy. He's so good. He's got so much charisma. He's laughing. Like I
Johnny
just need
Knoxville.
somebody laughing.
You want Johnny Knoxville?
Yeah. No, you know what I need? You need the backstage guy, and he needs to laugh. It needs to be like I need somebody to laugh along with and laugh at.
I see. So you want a sidekick?
For sure.
Yeah, I mean it does help because they get the banter, they get the play. Yeah.
It's just like this like even watching the pranks entertaining, but it's not like they have the guy that's like setting up the prank in the back, and it's nothing. It's like a nothing burger. Why are you playing to this guy? He's just like like thanks. I really needed that.
Yeah, he needs it's like Conan and Andy.
Yeah,
remember when Conan had Andy? You need Andy.
It's the classic like radio show. You need the guy. You need to laugh because you're more likely to laugh if somebody else is laughing for sure.
Yeah. We gotta get to producing. We need to put it on.
I know. That's what I'm like. Do I quit my job and try to become a reality show producer? Is that my you know?
We gotta do it. We gotta do both, right? Right. We gotta do like.
How am I going to produce? How am I going to produce a reality show and program at the same time?
No way.
Just gotta dip the finger in on the weekend. A little weekend dip.
All right. We do ratings. We do a stack ranking system between other reality shows. We get a top, middle, bottom, third. Brian, what do you got for me?
I'm going to put this in the top third. My girlfriend Katie and I we almost binge watched the entire thing. It was very enjoyable and like it's really quick.
So did you? Well, we'll get into that. Noah, what do you got?
Yeah. Likely we'll finish this show similar to Brian. Like I think it's very bingeable. I think it's fun to watch. I'm a little torn though, like where I put it. It is top. I don't think it's top. The top, like it just feels like a different type of show than we watch, and so I'm kind of hard on where to put it. So I'm putting it in the top. I'm gonna put it in the bottom of the top. Very enjoyable. I actually will watch it. But yeah, I find it's a little bit like on an outlier we watch. So top, bottom of the top.
Do I disagree with both of you or not? That's the question.
You got to do you, man. Be
I
true to
know.
yourself.
Yeah.
I'm trying to be true to myself here. There's a lot of garbage out there. It's the problem. So it's like, is this like 1/3 better than every other? Like, this is a top third reality show? Probably. Yeah. We'll put it at the bottom of the top. Sure, why not? I'm pretty close to put it in the middle, but as I've said, I think that the pranks are entertaining, but the rest of the show is kind of meh, and it needs more charisma. That's what I think this show needs. So, Brian,
Oh, I just found out he's playing in Seattle in like 2 months. You can see him
playing
live,
or performing?
Wait, what?
performing a magic show.
Ooh.
He's playing what? He's playing rugby? He's playing
He's playing a
women's
show,
soccer?
performing, playing a show. You want to say that?
It's gonna be doing street magic.
No,
David Blaine.
absolutely not. That is the wrong verb.
I think it's a good verb. We should go. We should go. We could probably talk to him. Be like, yo, hey man, what's up?
You should get an interview. Brian, you said you've watched more than just this episode.
Yeah.
How did the other episodes compare to this one?
I thought there were like some differences too. You mentioned wanting to have a background like sidekick for this, like, and there's sometimes where it's kind of like the prank panel where like they're just like in the back and like just watching and like laughing along and stuff.
Yeah, I think you really underestimate how much enjoyable it is to watch Johnny Knoxville and what's his face just in the back laughing hysterically at like whatever's going on in the prank.
Don't get me wrong, that like those two comedy legends, but it's, I mean, they're doing their own thing.
No, yeah, I mean it's a different show. Like this is like,
yeah.
But I think that's like a top of the top show, the prank panel. I think that show's really good. If you want to show, that's the best version of this show for sure. In my mind, I know we were talking. I said that and Noah is giving me the side eye that it's not, but
it just feels a little different to me. And like the pranks in here are so well done. Like Jackass, they got their own
Not Jackass.
creativity.
The prank
which
panel.
one? Oh, the prank panel. Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Jackass is a different show. I agree.
Yeah. I'll think about it. I'll think about it. I don't think I can make
Give it back to us next week.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Tell us what you thought about the show on Twitter, wherever the hell Elon wants to call it, at Hoop of the Sun.
It's people.
So, Brian, do you have any shout outs this week?
Not really any new shout outs, just been like, think recently watched The Emperor's New Groove with Katie. That was also pretty fun.
Emperor's
Did
New
you
Groove?
dress up?
Really?
No, did not dress up.
You got to dress up like the Emperor.
Yeah. Did you enjoy his new groove or his old groove?
Both. It was groovy.
Noah, you have any shout outs?
I'm like in the middle of shouting, kind of. I'm in the middle of things, but in general, that said, I did wrap up Curb.
Oh, so did I.
Yeah. Very clever way to end the show. I'm not going to spoil it.
You thought it was clever?
Yeah. You didn't think it was clever?
Clearly. I didn't particularly like the ending that much.
Funny. Like, I find it funny because, like, that's like the whole, like, it's kind of like this running joke. But, like,
of not liking the ending?
Well, yeah, that was, like, kind of the punchline. I mean, spoilers. Okay, spoilers. Turn
sure.
On. So, Brian, are you caught up? Do you want to just check it?
I'm not. I'm going to take my headphones off.
Okay. So, I think it's funny because, like, they're saying people didn't like the Seinfeld ending, and yet they basically just do, like, a scene-for-scene recreation until they, like, twist it a little bit. But, like, I thought that was funny. Like, it's... they probably spent so much time trying to do something different. And they're like, "Fuck it, we're just gonna copy this and
I
laugh
don't think
about
so. I think that it's more likely that Larry David was like, they did it wrong on Seinfeld, or we did it wrong. Like, we can do it again.
it."
And they just did it again. But,
You
like,
think
they teamed up. Like, we all knew what it was going to be, and it wasn't even as good as the Seinfeld finale. Like, that, like, the other bits of the finale were good, but, like, the actual, like, court scene or whatever, and
Yeah.
then, like, him getting let out, I guess, was interesting. Like, I don't know. It's also weird to say this is the last season, but then, like, there's no real reason for it to be the last season other than he's saying it is, you know?
This is done. Yeah. I mean, so I think, like, I'd have to watch Seinfeld again to compare, because, like, obviously I haven't watched the Seinfeld finale 20 years, whatever it's
I
been.
think Seinfeld finale is better because the court scenes, the characters on Seinfeld, infinitely better than the characters on Curb. Like,
That was
Babu
something I
Bot
was
shows up
yeah.
in that courtroom, you're like, oh shit, Babu. Like, you know who Babu is. Did I know who the woman was that was a kid and the bottle and the like, no, I had no idea. I didn't even remember that scene. That scene was 25 years ago or whatever. Like that's not a character. That's just like an actor playing an act. Like, there aren't that many characters on Curb, right?
So that was something that really stood out to me when they ended the show, and, like, they try to bring, like, the ensemble all sitting in a row in the plane, and it doesn't feel as cohesive as when you have, like, Jerry, George, Kramer, Elaine. Like, they are the crew, you know, and it didn't feel as connected. Like, yeah, obviously Cheryl and Ted and Jeff and Susie and Lewis, but, like, I don't know, and obviously Leon. It just doesn't. It wasn't as tight. Like, they are not clearly tight.
It took till, like, last season for me to really like Leon, to be honest. But he's pretty good. Like, Leon and Larry, good. They're good together.
Yeah. All right, Brian. Giving Brian the thumbs up.
You can come back. I'll give a shout out for a show that I haven't watched yet, but Fallout show comes out today, yesterday, whenever you listen to this, 2 days ago. Who
Is
knows
it about the video game?
out? No, it's a TV show, but it's based on a video game.
No, that's what I'm saying. It's about to be like that guy with the blonde hair.
It's like the video game is about, like, they made a bunch of bunkers, and one of the bunkers, like, tries to go out after like a nuclear fallout or something. So then the TV show is, like, similar, but I don't think they're like they don't really steal, like, a storyline from the video game. They just steal moments, probably. I don't know. It looks good. Looks fun. So I'm excited to watch that.
Boys.
What, Shogun is still really good. Been watching that. I started
like that
Shogun. It's like a Japanese. It's like a feudal Japanese show that's just, like, characters are so good, so well written, and the storyline is very interesting. It's the best show of the year so far.
Whoa.
I mean, I'm just telling you that there's not even anything close.
Do they ever show their guns?
Yeah. They got guns. Well, the show has, like, an Englishman shows up at Japanese shores, and he's got guns.
Oh, really?
But the Japanese people don't have guns.
Yeah.
I think that's it. That's it for us this week. Tell us what you thought about this show on Twitter at whoputthison. You can find us on facebook.com/whoputthison. You can email us questions and suggestions at whoputthison@gmail.com. We'll see you guys next time.
Next time.